Black burn.
Enterprises.
So that definitely brings up an interesting conversation that also has been taking place within these last couple of weeks, which is defunding the police. And a lot of people have been politicking with this particular subject and trying to take the word and make it mean whatever they think it means or whatever. But overall, and again, I'm not a scholar, or I wouldn't consider myself a scholar, and I just know everything there is to know. But based on the research that I've done and the videos that I've done and the articles that I've read, pretty much, the idea behind defunding the police. If you look at some of these budgets that these places have, the amount of money that they're putting into these police stations on these and
the courts, the police department, all of that, the judicial system.
It's millions and millions and millions of dollars. And then you look at all the other money and what's being allocated towards what, and you're like, so let me get this straight. The police and all these, they're getting all this money, but education is getting this much. When it comes to
mental health,
they're getting this much.
Housing, this much.
When it comes to different programs for mental health,
after school programs,
this much, and you can start to wonder. You like,
what in
but
the world?
No wonder everybody's going crazy. You know what I'm saying? You taking all the money and you giving it to police. Like we got it wrong. Like they've been doing things for so wrong, and people are so wrapped up. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, thinking that this is the way to continue doing things. No, and that's the thing with protesting and everything. People are over it. People are tired. People are tired. People are dealing with the same old situations. That's like, defund the police. And my like I said, with the discussions that we've had, I was thinking about the idea, like, okay, so what exactly?
What does this look like?
And that's the thing. What does defunding the police look like? Because my thing was, and I'm just being honest, you have to have police. I'm not one of those people that just be like, oh no, we don't need no police. No, we know we need the police, because when certain situations happen, you want the police to come there. So it's not like we're just like, screw the police, F the police, we don't need them.
Yeah.
It's just like, what y'all are doing, what are y'all using them for is wrong. And go ahead.
I was going to say that, and the fact that you're not training them to do what they're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
So you want to have a police come get a dog out of the neighborhood when you have animal control for that.
Exactly.
Like, you want the police to do everything.
Right.
You want them to write tickets for, I don't know, jaywalking.
Right.
Or something stupid like that when you have actual criminals. It's been so many times that I've heard him say, really, that's what they coming to do? Like, don't you have something better to do with your time? But the police has to do everything, versus putting that in the hands of others.
Right.
To police.
Right.
Mental health. You see a person in the middle of the street, a homeless man talking to himself, being irate or drunk on the corner. The police don't need to come to that.
Right.
You need somebody that's a mental health professional that can talk them down, that they can get them the help they need.
Exactly.
That's what defunding the police is about.
Exactly. So when it comes to
that's
that,
not their job.
When it comes to that, I think people just really need to do their research and understand, what exactly these terms are, and don't allow some of these people that are in these higher up positions to make you feel like, like it's just a bad word. And that's the thing about politics. The thing about politics, you have to do your research. You can't just go on what just people say, or a line, or the headline of an article. And people, please do your research
Before you post old articles from 2014.
It really makes me angry, and somehow it's so bad about it. Just posting anything on Facebook, and you look at the website, and it's www.wejustmakingupbs.com.
Right.
And the thing is, like, it was, and like literally, it was, what was that, about like 3 weeks ago when somebody posted that, and then you click on it and it was saying like it was actually like a joke.
Yes.
Like, people, do your reading is literally fundamental.
And it's at a touch of it. If it's on New York Times, or if it's on CNN, or if it's on reputable source. We learned that in high school when we were doing reciting papers. Do not go to Wikipedia to put on your paper.
You can't just go to these random just
and then you come back and have to, well, I guess we're not boycotting Sonic, because Sonic didn't fund such and such and this and that.
Right, so people, at the end of the
Please.
day, do your research.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's about. So at the end of the day, you can know what you're talking about.
And another thing I was going to say about the defunding the police is to make sure. So the system is set up for cash value for one. So keep that in mind, and to penalize black and brown people. So we're paying for a system with our tax dollars to punish us.
Exactly.
Just
So
keep that in mind.
So basically, I'm giving my money
to you to come to my
so
neighborhood.
you can racially profile me.
Exactly.
So you can look at me in a certain way. So you can think that I'm up to no good.
Yeah.
And
so you can stop and frisk me.
Right. Like I'm not
That's
putting
so
money
you can
back.
kill us.
Right. I'm not putting money back into that system like that. Like that doesn't.
And that
make any sense.
body cams are trash. I'm saying that right now.
Yeah, it's like
Because
right.
They don't have any penalty for not having it on, or you don't get penalized for it malfunctioning.
Right, and that's the thing, right? Like people keep this symbolic BS. I'm over it. Like I'm over the symbolic BS. Like quit with the Here's the analogy. Let's say that I've been beating your tail for like 10 years. I just beating you up. I call you out your name. I don't ever take you out to eat for your birthday. I don't spend any time with you. I just treat you like literal trash. Literal trash for 10 years.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, one day, I bring you a gift.
Buy me some cookies.
Right, I bring you some cookies. Are you all of a sudden gonna be like, oh, well, things are changing? Our relationship might be on the right path now. No, you're not. No. Like, quit with this symbolic BS. Like, with these companies that's taking all this money, and all of a sudden now y'all want to donate to Black Lives Matter, and now y'all want to donate to this, and now y'all want to donate. Miss me with all that BS and all these BS laws. And this is why voting is so important. Like quit with the voting don't do nothing, voting don't do nothing. No, of course it's not gonna do anything because half of y'all don't do no research.
That's it.
This is what y'all fail to realize. Another thing, we have an issue with what we were taught when it comes to government and knowing things. But what they did taught, there was balance. There was 3 branches of the government. There's 3 of them, and they all work together. Like you can't. I feel like we're only focused on the president, and that's it. We don't think about judges. We don't think about how they get appointed, we don't think about the people that actually make the laws, which is the Senate and the House of Representatives, and they have to be voted on just as well.
Which comes up in August for the state of Tennessee. August 6th, I believe, is voting day.
Oh yeah, that's the primary.
Primary, yes, for the Senate and the House of Representatives. What he's speaking of.
Right. So when you have these laws that don't make any sense, and you try to figure out, well, why is this illegal? Why is that not illegal? And why don't they have a law for this?
Why they didn't pass that when that was a great thing that the president
This is
said,
why because people didn't vote. It's the same reason. Like people like to BS and talk about Obama and say Obama didn't do nothing when he was office. He didn't do nothing in office because y'all only got hyped when it was time to vote for the president, and y'all stayed your butts at home when it was time to vote for the Senate, or time to vote for the House of Representatives. Right. We have to keep our foot on their necks. Like we have to stay on them. Yeah. Like we can't make it easy. Which is the same reason why we need to get on their necks about these laws that they talking about. Yeah. Like going back to what you were saying about having body cameras and making these laws to outlaw chokeholds. F all that. When you do, when you do choke somebody, or when you do have your body cameras, what is the consequences? Exactly. Like we need laws that make it that
accountable. Hold people accountable for their actions.
No, or more accountable. Because at the end of the day, you it's just like I said, if I got how I was in my household, I was the big brother. So if I was at home and ish went wrong, and the whole house was all messed up. My parents was looking at me because I'm the oldest, you know what I'm saying? So because I have more of accountability. I'm not my youngest brother. They're not gonna blame it on him. He's younger than the younger brother. They're not gonna look at him. They're gonna look at me for answers. They're gonna be more angry at me because I'm the oldest one. I'm the most responsible. I'm the one that they look for when decisions need to be made, and that's how they need to look at police officers. You're walking around with a gun. You're walking around. You are supposed to be protecting us. So you have a higher level of accountability when it comes to these things. And if you step out of line, if you do the wrong things, you need to be held accountable. Yeah. And these need to be laws. And we need to make sure, we need to make sure that these things are laws. And we can't sit here and quit BITCH and on social media the whole time and just worrying about, oh, this doesn't work and that doesn't work and we can't do this, we can't do that. We have to continue to do something. We have to continue to stay in our lane. If it's protesting, then you protest. If it's calling your councilman or calling your senators, if it's writing your letters, if it's on social media and you're atting them or hashtagging them, whatever it is, we need to do it, and we need to all work together. And we can't get anything done just talking about it.
No.
Like
we have to be about action.
We have to be about that action. We gotta vote. There's a big time election, and I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. I'm not impressed with Biden. I'm not. I'm not. He's been BSing this whole time. He kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't fooling with him. I was a Bernie fan, and I was even a Kamala fan. So I'm not impressed with some of the stuff that he's done. He recently, or about a couple of weeks ago, he did an interview with the Breakfast Club. Now you want to do a Breakfast Club. Every other candidate that we can think of came to the Breakfast Club except him. Kamala came, Andrew Yang came, Bernie came. All these different people came. Now he wants to come. But that's besides the point. Even though I'm not impressed, you better believe when it's time to vote, he's going to be getting my vote, because I will be DANN if that person who's going to remain nameless is going to get back in there.
Right. Like because he's tearing this mug apart.
He is. And another thing we have to do, continue is to hold these people accountable.
That's right.
Like
so
we're gonna have to hold Biden accountable. We need to be writing him letters. We need to be
constantly
emailing. Right.
Emailing.
Right. So yeah, we definitely got to keep these people accountable. And how we do that a lot of times is by doing your research. If you get this thing here, if you get this in the mail, this is a mock ballot. It has all the different people that she said don't show our address. People don't want to know where we live.
They might black it out.
But yeah, it shows all the different people. You know, it's for the United States Senate, for House of Representatives, Tennessee House of Representatives, or depending on what state you're in. So definitely we've been looking at this. We've been researching names. We've been trying to break down, and sometimes keeping it 100, sometimes or keeping it 2 Virgils. It can be hard to know what area and what districts you in when it comes to when it comes to the total United States, what district you're in, or when it comes to your just state district, what you're in, and then when it comes to your councilman, which district you in, it can be confusing. But anything that's worth having, it's going to take that time to put forth and actually find out about.
Also, try to early vote. We saw that there was a big issue in Georgia because
trash.
Yes, and they have this tips for voting during COVID-19 on the back of here. So it talks about early voting. It talks about sanitizer. It talks about using absentee ballots, which we don't.
Right. Well, we typically don't do that. Yeah. But I mean, if you're
really
gonna be concerned about that, that's something to be looking into.
Your vote account.
Right.
To count, then do that. So yeah, it talks about all of this, and it talks about reviewing your ballot. It says that on here. Review your ballot before you go, so you're not in there 30 minutes trying to figure out who am I pressing a button for.
Right, and it's also about just making it important. Scheduling time out for this is when I'm going to go. And 9 times out of 10, when you early vote, it's going to be a lot less crowded. It's going to be a lot more, faster. You can get in, get out. So we definitely have been early voting for the longest that I can think of.
Yeah, we never go to our regular
precinct. So it's definitely something that we encourage, and we encourage everyone to actually, do the research, and hold your friends and family accountable.
Yeah.
That can be an interesting thing, and how you do that, because sometimes that can. I've been arguing with family members about voting, so sometimes that can create an argument, because they say if you want to start arguments, bring up religion, politics, and something else. What is it? It's a third thing.
Yeah.
But definitely politics is something that sometimes can cause friction. But again, times now are very important. And
to piggyback on what he said about family, take your kids, talk to your teenagers and your college students about that as well, about voting. Take them, because that instills in them. They see you doing it, then more than likely they'll be able to do it too when they grow up, and you create a revolving cycle of positive voters.
Right. So we definitely got to do the work.
Yeah.
Like we can't sit back. We can't complain. We definitely have to put this work in. We got to find out who is it for us. You know, use social media for its purpose.
Yes,
you know, definitely at these people.
Look at their social media. What are they posting about? What are they passionate about right now? Because this is a telltale sign. All you have to do is put their names in the search engine.
Slide into these people's DMs. You know, or find out. You know, see if they actually contact you back. You know, that's what I did. I reached out to my councilman. Shout out to Naka Virtue. You know what I'm saying, District 28. She's definitely a great person. She definitely reaches back out to you. She's doing a lot of great things for the community. But that's something that I never would have known if I didn't take the initiative to contact her back.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to take that time to try to reach out, try to find out the information that you need about these different individuals out here. Because at the end of the day, you know, if just like in a relationship, you know, any relationship that you have,
gotta put the work in.
Now, you got to put the work in, but the level of accountability. If no one, if you never hold a person accountable for anything that they do, they just walk all over you. They're just gonna do whatever they want to do. So we can't, you know, we have to, you know, take our part in this relationship. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that we're doing the work on our end as well as whatever it is that they're doing on their end.
Right. Any
other tips or any other things you got to say?
No, that's about it. You said everything. That's good.
Did I say everything?
Yeah.
I don't think I said everything. All right. So I think that about covers it when we, you know, when we're talking about all the different subject matters. So if you want to go ahead and do us a favor, definitely hit that thumbs up button. And also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can definitely know about those different videos that we post.
Yes.
And go ahead in the comment section if you want to comment about any of the particular subjects that we've talked about during this time. Particular subjects of police brutality, on white supremacy, on getting out there and voting, on protesting, any of these subjects. So we'd definitely be interested in hearing what you have to say about these subjects.
Yeah.
All right. We definitely appreciate y'all coming out and supporting us. And we'll holler at you later.
Peace.